Welcome home. The first church worship service I remember being a part of was when I was almost 5 years old. After attending my mother's funeral, my sister and I got into a new car, drove to a new state, to a new home, with a new family, who took us to experience something we had never experienced before: church. The life I knew up to that point was nothing but trauma and chaos. Fatherless, abuse, violence, and now orphaned after my mother's life was taken. Any sense of stability, love, identity would take years to develop in my life. That first Sunday in the little stained glass small town church I walked into is forever etched into my memory. During the service, my sister and I were on the front row because our new family happened to be the pastor and piano player at the church. They needed to keep a close eye on these two untamed children. I didn't know how to do church. It was the summer, it was hot, there was no air conditioning, and my sister and I were next to a stained glass window that was propped open, letting a slight breeze in. We began fighting for position, working to wrestle our way to being closest to the window. One thing led to another, and my sister and I were now standing on the front row, beginning to throw punches and pull hair and scream at each other. What I remember next is being hoisted into the air with my sister, being bear hugged by the piano player, our new mother, while we continued to flail and kick our legs and scream at each other as she carried us down the middle of the sanctuary and out the back. We sat in the little hallway outside of the sanctuary until the service ended, and as people began to walk out, we were greeted with smiles and nods. But one lady named Adele. I'll never forget Adele. She came right up to me and placed her hands on my shoulders and pulled me up out of my chair, pulled me into her stomach, hugged me, and said two words that would begin to change my life: welcome home. What Adele taught me in that moment with those two words is that no matter how lost I am, how untamed my life may be, how confused I am about who I am and who others are, this was a safe place for me to begin to heal, discover who I am really created to be, and especially to discover who this God is who loves me, created me, and has a plan and purpose for my life. She taught me with those two words that it's okay to not be okay and still be welcomed into a church building and into the family of God. It was through her embrace, those two words, and consistently being pointed to Jesus that my life began to be restored and made new. Welcome home. We hope that when you come to Tree City Church and hear those two words, that you experience everything they mean. When we experience a true sense of belonging and becoming family, that is when we can find our true identity as children of God. You don't have to be good enough to become a part of Tree City Church. You just need to be you. And you are not marked by your past. You are marked by God's grace. That is who you are. We point people to Jesus because we believe in his saving grace, love, and life. When we hold doors open for people to walk through, whether we're literally holding doors or holding babies or serving coffee, worshiping together, teaching God's story and love to kids and youth, we aren't just excited about having people in the building. We're excited about welcoming you home, where we hope you experience that life-changing grace that I and many others have been able to experience and grow into. And we just believe that as you experience the power of Jesus in your life, before long, you'll be pointing others to Jesus as well, demonstrating the goodness of God to people in your life, in your home, your school, your workplace, at the store, and joining along and saying those two life-changing words to others: welcome home.